Hi Ronald, no Wanyama for this game. Any other injuries affecting your selection?
No, and also nobody coming back. Shane and Jay are still out. Shane was close to be back. He did some training yesterday with the team, but still not 100%. And we need to be 100% to be part of the squad, and he's not involved for the weekend. And the same players, maybe the same team without Wanyama.
Wanyama's going to be a big miss, isn't he?
It's a miss because he's always starting normally, and that means that he is an important player for the team. In his defending on the midfield position, he played a long time now for Southampton. He's one of the key players, but I said before, we have enough competition in the squad to replace Victor Wanyama for this Saturday.
Ronald, Southampton unbeaten away in the Premier League in 5. If it's 6, it's a record, but at the same time, just 1 win in 12 away. What do we make of Southampton away from home in the Premier League?
No, I think if you don't lose away, that gives everybody a good feeling. The feeling to be unbeaten till now, it's a good feeling. But if you count points, maybe you can lose. It's better to lose 1 and to win 1. It was a long time ago that we won, and we won against Chelsea, and it was not always the performance what we expect of the team in our away games. And maybe that confidence for this Saturday can change, because we need a win. We know what we can expect from Sunderland. They had a big defeat, a big loss against Everton. They will react. They play at home. They need points, and normally that's the most dangerous teams to play against.
And in that match, Kone and Lukaku ran riots. Why can't Pella and Mane do something similar?
Oh, they can do, because we have very good strikers. And okay, I don't think so that they will do that kind of mistakes what they did against Everton, and Everton punished them for the mistakes what they did defensive wise. And but we have players to create a lot of problems to them.
You've been playing down the talk of top 4, but I mean, you're on a great run. Why can't you be a top 4 side?
Oh, it's not impossible. It's difficult. We know, and we have the experience from last year. While you can be one of the top 4, but to continue to keep that till the end of the season is difficult, because normally the biggest clubs, even when they are struggling, they don't struggle till the end of the season. They will react. They have qualities, and we know it's very difficult to beat them till the end of the season.
You had some interesting games with Sunderland last season, 8-0 here, and then you went up there and lost 2-1. You had James Ward-Prowse sent off. Just remind us what went wrong in that away game.
I think you can compare that situation. The difference is it's now November, and that away game was in May, but you can compare the situation, because we did it well at that time. They were fighting for to keep the Premier League, and that experience. From that experience, we have to learn, because we had, what I remember, a very bad 20 minutes after half time. But even with 10, we were the better team. If we play on our level, if we are doing what we have to do and what we are used to do in the last few games, we are the better side.
And with Pella and Mane particularly in such good form, I mean, how optimistic are those 2 players making you?
It's important to have front players in a good shape, in a confident shape, because they make the difference. They have to create, and they have to score, and that's always important for the team to win the game.
Just one name which is coming up in the press, Ronald. Juan Quintero at Rennes, Colombian midfielder, wide man. You're being linked with him. Is there any truth in that?
No, because we don't need midfielders.
Thank you.
When people make links like that.
Yeah, but we know.
Yeah,
it's always the same question, and if you have to answer always that kind of questions about new players, about players in, and we know we're going to the January transfer window, but no. I'm very happy with the team, with the players, what we have, and I can't say it for 100% because it's football. It's depending a lot of things, but normally there don't come new players in January.
You said you're happy with your midfielders. So you're pleased with the balance you've got in terms of throughout your squad?
Yeah, it's an important line in your team to control the game, to have good ball possession, and it's always the most difficult decision what I have to take. Which player I put on the midfield and which player I now replace in the position of Victor Wanyama, because we have really good competition, and in the last few games Harry Reid is out of that 18 player squad, but is also a young talent player, and we have enough competition, and they are making difficult to the manager.
So is the challenge in that selection between asking someone else to do similar things to Victor Wanyama or picking the most informed player and saying to tell him to play that?
I think first of all we don't have a similar player as Victor, because Victor is the most strongest, the most physical one of all the midfield players, and it's a different type of a player who will replace Victor. And then it's the case, the question is what you need in a game. You need a more defending midfield player, or you need a more offensive midfield player.
And I saw, obviously, Dusan Tadic was saying he feels maybe better equipped to sort of play at his best level across the whole busy winter period. You must be pleased to hear him saying that and feel.
Yeah, but I think it's too early. I think at this time last year, Tadic was fantastic, and he was starting with problems, with physical problems. In December, January. Wait till January, and ask me again.
I know it's you've spoken about it before, haven't you? There's just a sheer amount of fixtures that there are. I mean, how do you keep everybody fresh and do that? I mean, will you approach it any differently this year from last?
No, first of all, I did more changes in the Capital One Cup, and I'm not a fan to do every game a lot of changes in the team. But sometimes I pick maybe one or two players out, and to give that players a rest, because I learn also from last year.